What's going on, guys? It's Ben here from BH Aquatics, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to set up a proper breeding environment aquarium to breed plecos. Now there are some specific things you're going to need, so we will go over materials list first. But before we get right into this video, I want to mention that if you guys are not already subscribed and you like to see how-tos like what we're doing here with this Pleco breeding tank, I recommend you do so. Like this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's head right downstairs to the fish room. To simulate a pleco's natural breeding environment as much as possible, you'll need driftwood and a nubius of some sort. Though due to the size of my aquarium, I chose a nubius congensis, just because it will grow bigger than normal. Next, it's important to use a finer substrate in a pleco breeding environment due to the fact that potentially gravel could damage the pleco's body. I particularly chose a 20-pound bag of carob sea natural sand. Obviously, other than that, that's all you're going to need is a filtering system of some sort. So you have a sponge filter, lighting, so I have a plant and aquarium light, and a basic 55-gallon heater because of the tank size. Just to give the aquarium some aesthetic appeal, I have a black zip tie that I have going through a hole in my driftwood to tie down one of the pieces of anubias to the driftwood just to make the tank look a little bit nicer, rather than having floating plants everywhere. Black zip ties are pretty much easy to find. You can pick them up at any local hardware store, or maybe even a department store like Walmart. But right here, that's all we're basically doing is zip tying this other anubias plant to the sponge filter, just to kind of disguise the look of the sponge filter and make the tank look a little bit better without sponge filters floating around like we would have had the plants without these zip ties. Then the next step is pretty self-explanatory. That's all you got to do is insert your driftwood into the tank and pour sand around it. I already began before I took this clip, so I just had to backtrack a little bit with my dad, who was taking the video of me pouring the sand. So that's all you really want to do, is just in case your substrate or your driftwood is falling over, maybe stuff a little bit of sand underneath the driftwood just to hold it up. It makes it much stronger and much more structurable. As we go, we just want to insert all of the different things, like for instance the heater. We have to place that into the tank. We want to put our sponge filters in the tank. It's not going to look very good because the tank is drained 2/3 of the way down, just to make the tasks of setting up the tank's aesthetic design easier, but you know, it will look better once we fill it up to the top, once we're done with this part of the project. Lastly, that's all you got to do is fill the tank back up. I did drain it 2/3 of the way down just to make adding the certain things needed for a proper breeding environment easier. Though you don't have to do it as far as I do. Maybe you'll do it farther. It's all about personal preference. Then there you go. You have a completed pleco breeding environment. Obviously, it doesn't have to be extraordinarily neat just because you are trying to simulate the natural environment of the plecos as much as possible to optimize breeding. So, I mean, it's not like you have professional aquascapers coming into the Amazon rainforest and planting aquascapes for these plecos. So, other than that, it's not very time consuming. It's pretty simple. I am extraordinarily excited to see how this aquarium goes, see how the plants grow out, and to show you guys a video next Sunday on what I'm going to stock this aquarium with pleco-wise for breeding. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video as much as I have enjoyed making it. If so, I'll see you guys in the next video.